Well, let's go to North Korea now. North Korea warning that it will, quote, seek a new road after firing its fourth round of missile tests in just 2 weeks. The Trump administration says that it's monitoring the situation. So how would the president's 2020 challengers handle the rogue regime? Joining us now is Heritage Asia expert Olivia Enos. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
So let's begin with the statement from North Korea. We can pull that up. They said, if this is what they call creative approach and imaginative power beyond common sense, we will be compelled to seek a new road, as we have already indicated. If the U.S. and South Korean authorities trust to luck, disregarding our repeated warnings, we will make them pay heavy price, which will in turn make them very much difficult. So do we have the right response so far? Because it doesn't appear that President Trump, his administration, is very worried right now.
Over the past several weeks, North Korea has repeatedly violated UN resolutions and also the spirit of what it committed to at the Singapore summit. We've seen them continuing to test, and this should really cause the Trump administration to pause and say, okay, where do we go from here? If anything, this should cause the Trump administration to say, we need to remain committed to that maximum pressure strategy and forego some of these more photo op opportunities that are granting Kim Jong-un legitimacy without requiring him to take those tangible, practical steps toward denuclearization.
These military exercises that are going on with South Korea, it's something that happens every year, right, annually? So this isn't anything new. Also, North Korea responding isn't anything new.
This is nothing new, and I think this is yet again a reminder of why this administration should not have promised to suspend joint military exercises, which both the U.S. and South Korea use in order to maintain their defense capabilities as a preparedness effort. This is not as a scare tactic toward North Korea. This is simply preparedness for the reality that there are tensions on the Korean Peninsula that we have to be ready to respond to.
But we didn't suspend the exercises. Here's what Americans seem to think, though. Fewer Americans see North Korea's nuclear program as a major threat. 75% back in 2017. That's all the way down to 53% right now. And then, of course, as we were just discussing before we came on, President Obama told incoming President Trump that North Korea was, in fact, the greatest threat.
North Korea remains a significant threat today, and the fact that we've continued to see them testing those missiles means that we need to be on alert. We need to be incredibly focused, and we need to be placing pressure on North Korea in a strategic way. It is not maximum pressure today. We've still stopped short of targeting many of the Chinese banks that are directly responsible for laundering money for the North Korean regime, so we should hold them responsible so that North Korea doesn't have access to that funding from the Chinese.
It'll be interesting in the next Democratic debate whether or not the Democratic candidates have a lot to say about it, because they really haven't been touching on foreign policy as much. So we'll see what their thoughts are. Olivia, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.